Hello, hello, Kristen Willard, your registered dietitian. Happy Monday. I had some recent questions come through about oatmeal. Like, is it can it be an option after weight loss surgery? And specifically how to add some protein to it. So yes, oatmeal absolutely can be part of a healthy diet after weight loss surgery. When you first undergo surgery, a lot of times they recommend not having any of the grains right in the beginning. But as your tummy heals and as you're able to comfortably meet your protein needs, a lot of times oatmeal can definitely be part of the diet. So there's a variety of different types of oatmeal that you can get. So there is the instant oats, there's steel cut oats, and then there's rolled oats. So, which one is the best after surgery? So I think I prefer either the rolled oats or the steel cut oats. The instant oats are good too in a jiffy. It's just that what they do is they can actually raise your blood sugars higher than the rolled oats or the steel cut oats. So, if you're going to ask me my opinion, I, prefer either the rolled oats or the steel cut oats. The rolled oats are great for more overnight oats. So you can meal prep those ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator. And so then the next morning you can have that available. You can either eat overnight oats cold or hot, so whatever you prefer. So let's look at some of these options. So I actually have the instant oats on hand, and I do have the Quaker oats. So these are, I use these sometimes for if I'm doing like a protein ball, sometimes these just work better as a texture, but generally like for oatmeal in the morning, the Quaker oats old fashioned are the ones that I get. So with this one, what's really nice about this one is that it does have the 4 grams of fiber in it, which is really nice. And there's no added sugar to this one. So I usually recommend getting this one as opposed to more of those packets because a lot of times they're going to have added sugar. So let's look at the protein. So it is 5 grams of protein, and ideally, for breakfast, at least 10 grams, preferably like 15, 20 grams of protein. If you can get that in there, there really is no like hard, fast rule. It really depends on how much food you can tolerate. So if you're able to eat protein, if you're able to tolerate a large amount of food, then it's going to be easier for me to eat your protein needs throughout the day. But if you're not, then breakfast is going to be a really important time for you to get your protein in. So let's talk about different ways. So let's just say that we make the oatmeal. One option that I really like is actually not protein powder. It is this peanut butter powder. So if you look here, for every 2 tablespoons, it provides you with 8 grams of protein. So, 8 plus 5, that's going to be 13 grams of protein if you add just 2 tablespoons of this. And what it does is it really gives you like a nice peanut butter flavor, but it doesn't have the extra calories of the fat that you would normally get. So that can be an option to get your protein up on that way. You can also do it with nuts. With nuts, it is going to be a little bit of a higher calorie intake. There's nothing wrong with with having nuts in your diet, but just knowing that there can be a little bit more calories in it. So this is a 1/4 of a cup. So this provides 5 grams of protein. So, we could do the 5 plus 5. That would only be, 10 grams of protein total if you were to have it with 1/4 of a cup of nuts. Another option that I also really like is the chia seeds. So what I do with the chia seeds is I add it before. So I typically heat my oatmeal in the microwave. It recommends on the box like 2.5 minutes, I believe, 2.5 to 3 minutes on the rolled oats. And what I do is I add the chia seeds to it beforehand. So it's going to become more gel-like. And what's really good about these chia seeds is that they really can also help with your bowel movements in addition to all the fiber that's already in the Quaker oats. So let's look at the nutrition label on this one. So this one is going to have 10 grams of fiber. So that's incredible. That's a significant amount of fiber. So after weight loss surgery, it is really challenging to get your fiber in. So having that just in 2 tablespoons is great. You're probably not going to put two full tablespoons into your oatmeal. It might be 1 tablespoon at first, and then, work your way with it and see, how much you can tolerate. And then this has 4 grams of protein. So it's not as much as the peanut butter powder or the nuts, but you can do this one plus the peanut butter powder, and then that really is going to boost the protein. So if we just did this 2 tablespoons with the oatmeal, the 1/2 cup, not cooked, it would be 9 grams of protein. So not quite at that 10, but if you combine it with the peanut butter powder, boom, you're going to have quite a bit. And then lastly, you could also do it with a protein powder. So this one's unflavored. I would probably do more of a flavored one. I would do like a vanilla, or you could even try chocolate if you want. And this you're gonna have, play around with a little bit. I find, for the instructions, or I'm sorry, this is for 1 scoop. I should see if I have a scoop in here. Yeah, there is a scoop in here. Let me see if I can get that out. A lot of times there's going to be too much protein powder if you do the whole scoop, so you'll have to experiment with what's right for you. But the thing with protein powder is that if you add it to your oatmeal right after you heat it up, that it's going to become all gel-like and it's not going to be a really good consistency. So the key is that you're going to either add it before you cook it. So you're going to mix it in with the water and the oatmeal and then heat it up, or you're going to add it to it after your oatmeal reaches less than 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Because if you add it above 140 degrees, then it's just going to get to a yucky. It's going to, bind and become gel-like. So that's not going to be really good. So you can play around. There's, obviously there's different protein flavors out there, so you can, see what's right for you. If I was doing this, for 1 scoop, it's going to be 25 grams of protein. I would probably do 1/4 of a scoop to 1/2 a scoop, just because I want to actually like what I'm eating as well. So I see there's some people on here. So let me know if you have any questions about oatmeal. You can either, if you're here on here now, you can ask, or you can ask in the comments if you're watching the replay. So oatmeal can definitely be part of a diet after surgery, but I do worry about people not meeting enough protein needs, especially if they're not able to tolerate a lot of food throughout the day. So sometimes I put up my pictures of food, 1 cup portions. If you're someone that looks at my food pictures and goes, oh my gosh, that's way too much food, then you're probably going to need to be adding protein powder to your meals. If you're someone that's like, oh, I'm about there, or maybe I'm a little bit more, then you may not need to add additional protein to your oatmeal in the morning. So hopefully you found that helpful and you guys are all getting off to a good week, and I will come back on here soon and do another live. All right. Thanks everyone.